So, Angelica, maybe you can give us an example how to draw a problem tree.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, as it is called, problem tree, obviously it resembles an actual tree, right? So I will begin drawing like something in the format of a tree, starting with the trunk. So this is the trunk of a tree. And then we are drawing what are these? What does it remind you?
The roots.
Absolutely, these are the roots. So, very good. On the top, of course, we have branches, right? So let's assume that we have branches here. And so the metaphor itself explains that everything depends on the roots, right? So if we want to have a good fruits, we have to take care of the roots. So the roots will affect on the results, right, in general. So assuming that we have here two other pieces of roots. And so for us, as I mentioned, to take care of the results of the good fruit at the end, we need to deal with the roots and analyze. If there is some problem here, obviously there is specific problem at the root level. And therefore, we are using problem tree in order to analyze these problems. Assuming that our case study, as we discussed earlier, is a climate change.
Yes.
So climate change, like as a big challenge.
That's true.
All right. So, and now we want to understand what are causes of the climate change. And with the use of problem tree analysis, we ask 5 times why there is climate change. So I have here also 5 times kind of branches of the roots. And the core question will be why. So we try to answer this question. But of course, climate change as such is very large subject. We know that one of the main issues regarding climate change is, what do you think?
CO2 emissions.
Absolutely, exactly, yes. So we could have it like here as a central problem for us to understand or to complete further analysis. So let's place the CO2 as a core reason for climate change. And now we want to understand what causes CO2, like why there is excessive emission of CO2. And there are many reasons. And for that, we want to find 5 answers. What are those problems?
Yes.
What are those causes? So what do you think? What causes CO2 emissions?
Well, obviously first is transportation.
Very good. So also like great use of transportation. Like we use transportation for everything.
Overuse even.
Even overuse. So that will be the cause. No, over here. Add it here. So great. All right. So what could be another answer to this question why? That is one time we have answered, right?
Yes.
So what is another answer to the question why?
To the question why is deforestation.
That's a very good point. We are cutting the trees, too many trees, and therefore, of course, it's also causing that problem.
So it's there is a number 2.
Number 2, yes.
Like this.
All right. What else comes to your mind when you think what causes CO2 emissions?
So I guess it's electricity and power.
Absolutely. We need so much electricity nowadays.
Yes, and to charge our phones, computers.
Everything, right? So let's have it here.
Like this.
Right. Something else comes to your mind?
Yes. Manufacturing.
Yes, absolutely. We are manufacturing so much.
Yeah.
The industry in general is a big cause for this problem as well. Thank you.
So it's going to be number 4, right?
Absolutely.
Somewhere here.
All right. So we have 4 times already analyzed. We have so many great answers to this question. But we need the 5th one. So that is kind of a principle of this problem tree analysis. We want to go so as detailed as possible. So I'm sure you will find something else.
I have it.
Oh, you have it.
Consumption.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. We are really over-consuming nowadays.
That's true.
Yeah. All right, let's put it here.
One more reason.
Excellent. One more reason, as you said, one more cause. So root cause. We have 5 of them. We found 5 of them. And we call these are primary causes. Primary causes to the core problem. Remember, our core problem was here in the center. Okay, very good. for us to better even understand this problem and further analyze it, what we will do next is we will analyze sub-causes in practice. So we have primary causes, and then we will think about what are secondary causes, assuming that each of these sub-causes or causes becomes the focus of our analysis now. So I would continue drawing here roots as it is with the tree, right? They are really kind of developing different directions, right? And for each of these, I will continue analyzing now 3 times why. And then you want to know again why there exists this problem. So this will be 3 times why. Like that. See?
Yes.
And so you would go on and ask the same question now about transportation directly. Why there is so much transportation use? Do we have our systems efficient enough? What can we do about it, right? So, and then we will further analyze transportation as a cause, as a secondary cause. Then we discuss the same about deforestation, like why are we cutting the trees? What are the causes for that? Same with the power and electricity. Why this all the time growing? There is growing use of electricity, use of the power. What's the problem? Same about manufacturing and overconsumption. And so this will give you the picture of the set of the problems that will help you to understand these problems in depth in order to further, in the next step, to come up with the solutions. So this is the main principle of this approach and methodology.
Thank you, Angelica. It was really useful and interesting.
Thank you for your great contribution and your great ideas.
Thank you.
I have a question for you. Why do you think drawing a tree is understood as building cause and effect relationship? As you can see from the entire analysis of the problem, the root causes, this part represents so-called causes. And causes have direct effect on the crown of the tree, and therefore we call them effects. Building this relationship, we better understand how the problems will affect on the crown of the tree.